Hello to you lovely people out there. This is Ollie here at Visor Down, and I'm sure you'll join me in saying ciao bella to this glorious example of quintessential Italian design and engineering, the MV Agusta F3 800RR. Now, this isn't a new motorcycle. No, the MV Agusta F3 Sportsbike has been racing around various motorcycling fantasies since 2012, which in motorcycling terms is nudging it towards being classified as retro and nostalgic. But it's a true sign of what a good design can do if you get it right first time. Although in this case that, and the fact MV Agusta hasn't been in the rudest of financial health since 2012, is also rather true. However, those days seem to be in the past, with 2019's move by the wealthy Sardarov family to take over from the Castiglione dynasty, imbuing MV Agusta with a proper business model and foundation from which to spring into the future. We'll detail what that means in a moment, but first, can we just stop to appreciate what we have in front of us here? Let's cue up some Italian orchestral strings and go. Is that enough for you? Okay, good. Now for the science bit. As we say, this isn't a new motorcycle by any stretch, but the RR is a new flagship for the range, borrowing some flamboyance from the equivalent Brutale, with some striking looking gills and wings, which look a little familiar, don't you think? The Honda Fireblade, if you weren't sure. The new aero fairing adds a more aggressive element to the elegant silhouette, and should ensure a more involving riding experience, with MV promising an extra 8 kilograms of downforce if you happen to get it up to 150 miles an hour. On the track though, boys and girls, only on the track. You'll also find high-pressure injectors, a new exhaust and revised ECU, while the stock version continues to generate 147 horsepower and 64 pounds of torque. Go for the optional race kit and your performance figures will ascend to 155 horsepower, thanks in part to a 250 RPM rise to 13,250 RPM, plus the weight drop of 8 kilograms to a dry 165 kilograms. There is actually a good reason as to why the MV Agusta F3 800RR has finally appeared some 9 years down the line. Well, regulations in the World Supersport Championship, where MV enters the 675cc F3, have been changed from 2022. It's upping the engine size to permit a greater variety of potential entries. As such, MV Agusta is poised to swap to the new eligible 800cc version of the F3, with the RR no doubt the model it will homologate. If you've not watched much of the Supersport series, make sure you tune in next year because it's going to be a doozy. We're going to have the Ducati Panigale V2 and the Triumph Street Triple Daytona 765cc hybrid bike battling against Yamaha and Kawasaki. Better still, looking into the crystal ball, there is anticipation that EICMA in November will be the scene for the revival of the F4 sports bike, while the benefit of new ownership should see a fresh range of more accessible models in the 400 to 600cc range very soon. Point is, it's an exciting time to be MV Agusta, and we're certainly not complaining. Like and subscribe to the Visor Down YouTube channel. We have so much more brilliant visual delights coming your way in the run-up to EICMA, and we don't want you to miss out. But for now, arrivederci.